Well, we're going to go through a couple more best practices and tools for internet marketing. And these are the same that run through any type of marketing plan. You want to make sure that your communication is regular. It's consistent. And does it bring value? We'll talk about these. What is the quality of your content? This is related to just above it. And how often? This is specific with content. So we're thinking blogs, videos, podcasting, how-tos, white papers, all those things. But this should all tie in with your existing marketing communications using the same colors, your logo, style, layout, font. All of these should remain the same across all of your communications. So if you have a blog, the type of font should be similar to what you use with your letterhead or your other advertisements that you might have, flyers, things like that. And all of this will be tie into both paid and unpaid. And think about this, like if you go to a Facebook page or Instagram, and the last time that they posted anything on there was from 8 months ago, how much trust do you have in their ability to communicate? And what is the image that portrays to their business? So these are things that connect often when you're doing content marketing and internet advertising, is that you want to have something, you're going to have to find a way to make it regular, to make it consistent. A lot of times what I've recommended is daily posts if it's social media. But if not, at the very minimum, on SEO value, it's twice a month. Twice a month is an essential metric, somewhat, that search engines count as, okay, this is regular. There's someone behind this. It's not just a page and that they don't do anything with it. So this would be for a blog, for social media. If you have a YouTube channel, these are the bare minimums, okay? But ultimately, you want to have something that's ideal. Maybe you have a staff member. Maybe if you're a store, does one of your clerks or someone at the desk, can they do that while there's empty times, when there's few customers? How can you leverage, without having to add extra costs, getting people to do this for you and building brand awareness? Or maybe it's a sale, or it's a promotion, or it's a new product, or you're talking about how-tos or things like that, and in training someone to make this where it's regular, it's consistent, it brings value, it has some sort of quality, it's fresh, original content. You're not just taking and re-spitting out news, but you're actually digesting it and making it something new for a new audience, and that it's often. So there's some tools you can use. One of them, this is an app that you actually put on your phone. This is a desktop version of it, but I never use a desktop version of it. But the app on your phone would, you can have multiple accounts, multiple businesses, or multiple pages within Facebook, and you can maintain how much is the communication. Are there messages coming through? Is there comments? Are there people that like to post but haven't yet liked your page? That's an essential one, is going through regularly and checking for those people and inviting them to be a follower of your page. Other tools that we'll go through here, many of you, if you've been doing work regularly in marketing, Hubspot is a good tool that, this is just their content management program here, but they will make SEO recommendations and themes that are more optimized for search engines, and reminding you of content that needs to be posted on a page that is becoming more dated and being seen as, okay, the search engine is seeing this page, it needs to be regularly updated, all of that. And testing what content works well, what type of headlines, if it's doing news or an article or journal, all that stuff. This is a software that will keep track of that, especially if you're planning to do a lot of content management, a lot of pay-per-click ads. You need something like this that's going to keep track of all those things. If you're doing e-commerce, Kit is a good tool for that. Primarily works with Shopify, but it can do other things. You put out a promotional post on Instagram, and it'll remind you of what type of engagement is going on with that, and it'll remind you it's time to make another one, and you can schedule all those things out. Yoast works primarily with WordPress sites, and it's a plugin. What this does is it uses computer algorithms and data to basically machine learning to look through your website and not only do on-site but off-site SEO. So it's looking for links and backlinks, all that type of stuff, and pages that may need some more content in recommended keywords that work well. Remember, we'll pull this up in a minute here, but you want to stick with keyword families, one for each page. So one family of keywords. You don't want to do everything on one page. Another tool that is useful is just within Facebook itself. It has, I showed you Facebook Insights, but also their publishing tools, which is a new system. When you start creating a post, you now have to go into this publishing tools tab to schedule posts or to see ones that have been scheduled. Within Pilgrim Radio, one of the clients that I work with, they have, you can see what engagement is happening, clicks and actions, and you can go specifically and drill down into various different likes and all of that. Look, we can see here one that has an amazing amount of engagement. And so going in and drilling down deeply into, okay, what are the people, what are the followers, and what are they doing, and following up with those followers. Those could be potential influencers and brand advocates. You can schedule posts as well. So when you create a post, you don't have to make it post right now. You can schedule it for a later date. You put the picture, the text. As I reminded you in another one, is that picture-only posts usually don't do very well. I always recommend having at least 100, but ideally 200 to 300 words describing something is going to glean a lot of information. But sometimes you might just want to have a simple quote, and that's okay too. But when you're thinking SEO, you have to consider all of that when you're doing it. But either way, consider the schedule of posting. Another tool not related directly to your content postings itself, but this is like Upwork, and many of you are familiar with Fiverr. But this I would recommend, especially if you're going to be doing the project, some sort of deep marketing project, you want to come up with a logo. And so sometimes there are people here that all they do is logo. They do it all the time. And they may just simply be able to give you 5 or even just 3 concepts to work with. You tell them, I want an image of a person, or I want image of food in there, or I want this or that. They'll put together concepts for you to play with. You don't have to stick with that as your final logo, but you can take that and then go deeper and say, okay, I want to make this into a real logo. And so Fiverr is a great place to just get creative talent, a mind